Sorry about that. What's happening, everybody? Welcome to the lab. I'm your host, Joshua Diaz, and I thought I would hop on. Wonderful. I thought I would hop on and talk to you a little bit about what's going on with the Savanah and Guthrie. Nancy Guthrie, Annie, and I forget the brother's name, but let me see here. Can you guys hear me? I just need to make sure that you can hear me first, and then okay, you can hear me. Good. All right. And I believe, and I'm going to play a bit of JLR's video from the beginning. I'm sure some of you are watching him at the moment, and rightfully so. I think he's like really, really close, but let's see. Let me bring this up. We'll see what's going on here. All right. So this, I'm just going to play from the beginning.
Tommaso, and there's some sort of search warrant going on.
And credit goes to JLR, obviously.
To the house here.
It's scrolling at the bottom. Okay, what happened? How long has he been? He's been on for a while. Well, maybe not so long.
Sheriffs at the house of Annie
An hour or so?
or authorities, some sort of agency, something like that. So
he is.
Looks like some sort of search warrant going on or something.
Is Enton's not live though?
The house. Yeah. This is.
I don't think Enton's live, but
what they have and what they get.
I'll give you, and as this goes on, I'll give you some of my take on what I think's possibly going on. I mean, it's really hard to it's really hard to tell, especially the way that this thing's moving.
Stay with me, folks. What the heck is going on here?
What
do you mean?
Oh, sorry, we're just working with our shadows. And stuff.
Yeah, me too.
I'm thoroughly confused.
There you go.
Like a lot of people. But one of the things that is really confusing is if, there's a huge focus on, I believe, Annie's husband. But, would this not be solved? I mean, how? I mean, he lives right down the road. But maybe he's working with other people. Maybe he's not. I don't know. I would imagine that there's a search warrant to this house.
All right, so people in the chat, I am in front of Annie and Tommaso's home. Authorities are back here. Authorities have just arrived here, probably about, I don't know, a half hour or so. Let's see what this is about. What's going on here? Your credit.
Yeah. Okay.
DWS. They don't want it. No. Just DWS. Thank you.
Let me go live. Let me see what he's doing live here. It's probably the same. Is his feed still live?
Imagine.
And there's so many people out there.
One. All right. Deputy. I don't know.
You know what? I honestly, I wish I knew. I was there.
Yes, a deputy.
Deputy.
Same thing.
All right, so now we have.
Same here. I mean, I honestly, it's really hard to tell. Everything is speculation right now, but with the amount of focus that's on this case, you would think that there would be some pretty big breaks, and it looks like there are. I mean, it doesn't seem like it's
So that one was a deputy.
at a standstill at all. Yeah, I just always go back to what kind of a person kidnaps an 84-year-old. You know, is somebody upset that they were left out of the will? Was there a family dispute? Is somebody trying to get back at somebody? I mean, there's a million different things.
Looks like another one's coming in.
That could be going on here. The volume on what, JLR? It's cranked. But when I talk, it comes
What did they
down
get?
because
What did they find? Yep, another car is starting.
wow. He is whispering. Hello. Hi.
Here we go. He's leaving. And another one. I'll try to find out who he is. Oh, excuse me. Look at all this media out here. All the media out here. Look at this. This is insanity. Find out. And another one. He's backing up. He's backing up. It's a female. Female deputy.
You're right about that.
It's a female deputy.
The whole thing. Yeah, this is live right now. He'll walk right up. He'll walk. I mean, if he can, he'd walk right up to him. I mean, he calls himself a gonzo reporter. And once again, credit to JLR Investigates. And he's actually always told me that I can use his feed, just give him credit, and that's what's going on. JLR did leave his. I mean, look, if you're gonna get on the ground, you got to go for this.
All right, there's another one. Gone. Oh, Oh, they got boxes. They got stuff. They got stuff. They got stuff.
All boxes. Is this the sheriff's department or is this the feds?
Gloves on.
Look like
Get
sheriff.
gloves on.
Sheriff's department.
Blue gloves. Another deputy.
It's kind of strange to me because I thought that the feds had taken over this entire case, but apparently not. I mean, I know that they all work together still, but at the same time, there's a lot of people that feel that the sheriff's department released the scene too soon, me included. I mean, when I first heard that just 2 days ago, I remember somebody in the chat said, well, there's no tape up there anymore. They released the crime scene. I could not
He's leaving.
believe it.
This is the last one.
So they're out of there. They're leaving. I mean, I was just stunned, but I was stunned that they released that scene, came back, then taped it off again. How many? I don't even know how many times it's been taped off, taken down, taken out. It's got to be at least twice. Which, by the way, if there is a court trial for this, it'll be a major trial.
Deputy. All right, so 3 deputies gone. JLR investigates. Boots on the ground. Driveway's now empty.
3 times.
Thoughts, folks, thoughts. What do you think they got? What do you think they took?
I would imagine that it would be electronics. That's just my guess. No, I don't think that there were. It didn't look like a forensic crew, but it certainly did look like that they would be confiscating all electronics. I just want to know where the brother-in-law is at. Has anybody?
This could be the break. This is an indication. My assessment is this is an indication that they are targeting occupants of this house here, Annie and Tommaso. Clearly. What's your take? What do you think? Why do you think they were here? This has absolutely something to do with Tommaso or Annie or both of them, or anyone else that was in the house. We don't know about.
It says at the bottom it's JLR.
It's not looking good for some people. This could be the break. I'm just gonna chill here for a minute. See what's going on.
The only house,
Everyone has their cameras.
the only other house
over here, so I don't know what
that we know of.
for. Maybe somebody's coming back.
Besides Nancy.
Maybe they're leaving. Some people are saying case closed. Folks, there could be things that are breaking off here soon. Something
Does
else.
anybody? And I'm asking this.
I'm gonna be able to sleep
I
tonight.
can't get an answer from anybody because
Be on standby.
well, I don't think there is an answer. But does anybody
I
know
mean, whatever they collect
the
here
son-in-law?
be analyzed instantly. Improbable cause, warrant, something, warrant on somebody.
Does anybody know where the son-in-law is? Is he still around? I mean, because they're obviously targeting somebody
The
in
authorities
that
come
house.
back.
And
I'm gonna sit out here as long as everyone's out here. I'm just gonna chill here.
I would think that I don't know how many people live in that house. Yeah, I mean it's a strange one. My volume is low. Yeah, let me see what I can do about that. Is it still low?
Is it Tommaso?
Volume's good. Oh, well, look, in
We're just kind of like chilling.
comment as this has to be taking a huge toll on the family. This has to
Seeing what
feel
else
like
pops
a
up.
bad nightmare. I can't imagine. Like I said, you know, I have an 82-year-old grandmother, and I would be out of any family member for it doesn't matter being held for ransom. I mean, this kind of stuff, you know, I don't know if you got, I'm sure most of you watched the interview room last night, but these kind of things don't often happen publicly very often.
You know, people are kind of like waiting around.
Very rarely. For something to play out like this in the media the way that it has, with
I think something's gonna pop off at first light. I really do.
prominent figure. Yep, and we're putting JLR's link in the chat.
I think something's gonna pop off at first light. Maybe tonight. Maybe something else. See, I have to go. Like, if you're hearing any other like search warrants being done or somewhere, but remember, you know, some of the media outlets were reporting that authorities were going into the sheriff's office today with a map. Now, I wonder if that's connected or any way, and if it's a map, do they already determine where they have an idea where Nancy could be, maybe, and in the next day or two they're going to start looking. But you know, I say that in a you know, again, she could be out, she could be alive, so I don't want to only speculate. But man, there's something. This seemed like this was definitely crime scene.
Thank you, Wolf Rider.
One thing is also now this is what I was talking about. The garage. Look, the garage. That's where the flashes were coming from. The garage.
This isn't the first time they've searched this home. I think that they've been there a couple times now, haven't they?
Yeah, right.
Just keep it here.
What a
That's where the
strange
flashes
story.
were.
It's so hard to make sense of it. What's going to happen probably is all of a sudden they'll say, you know, we've arrested somebody, or you know, here's the status.
I think it's winding down out here, but I don't know. Everyone's camped out here as if, you know, something else could pop off. So I'm just gonna.
And thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Hey, Brian, you have a good night. Thank you. Brian Edmonds leaving.
Luminol is a spray that is used to detect blood. I believe it can even pick up blood that has been cleaned with bleach, I believe. But yeah, that's what they use. That's what
AP, Associated Press. It's the AP.
Thank you guys for coming in. I appreciate that. Please hit that like button on the way in. I don't know if she was right or not.
Recap is
She very well may
see,
or may have been, but I think that
man.
We're a fan.
Hey, how are you guys?
Hey.
What's going on?
How much we've been following
What's your
you?
name?
Ron and Asia.
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 Yeah.
Ron and Asia.
Yeah. We just moved from Florida. We were watching you out there too.
That's how we found you.
Ormond.
Ormond Beach.
Yeah. Yeah. We've been watching you for a while.
Nice.
I just missed you earlier. I was like,
Jailer.
so what'd they take out? I missed.
Well, he had some sort of poster board or some sort of folding table, white table or something. The other guy had some gloves, taking pictures.
It's just really hard to say, especially the way that they're searching her house.
Gloves on.
Yeah, this is
But I mean, she
crazy.
sat right there with all the ransom
Yeah.
videos. I mean, those videos
She heard that you
will
were
be
coming here.
Oh,
etched
nice.
on the internet forever. They're so
I appreciate it. I
sad
appreciate it.
and heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't know. This is a crazy case, though.
A lot of
Crazy.
It makes no
crazy.
sense.
a lot of coyotes around here.
Yes. Oh,
We've
yes.
been hearing coyotes.
They're everywhere. Yeah. Yeah.
Will they come at you?
They're not really scared of people either. They'll just run right by you.
Really?
Yeah.
I've been hearing like a
Yeah.
bunch of coyotes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're everywhere. We live 6 miles down the street. Oh yeah, they run in packs everywhere. Yeah. You hear them howling and stuff. Oh.
Folks, I think it's winding down here for the night. I mean, a lot of people are like packing up. I'm just gonna kind of wait and see. You never know, because I headed back to my hotel from Nancy's home because we were out there when it got dark, and then this jumped off, and I jumped up. I instantly jumped up, and I got here pretty quick. So we at least know there's some major activity going on. At least know what's going on. Somebody might be getting picked up soon, for real. Who knows what's going to happen at first light?
Yeah.
Chat. What's up, Brian?
Oh yeah.
Lori,
we're
good to
watching all
see
the
you.
riots, everything.
Riots?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the riot stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got kind of tired doing riots.
It was a little bit much,
Yeah.
but that was like the biggest thing happening.
Absolutely.
I keep waiting for them to do martial law and shut everything down. But they don't seem to be doing it.
I'll be out and about tomorrow.
Yeah.
Whatever tomorrow brings.
Are they home? They're probably not home. I heard that they haven't been here for like a
I think
day.
they're in a hotel.
Yeah.
I think I know what hotel. I don't want to say, but
Oh yeah. No,
I think
don't
they're.
know.
I think they're in downtown Tucson.
Supposedly, I don't know if
Oh,
it's
yeah?
true or not.
But I don't know if Tomaso's.
I heard he works right near Nancy's house. Where I don't know.
School. Stacy's
I know.
School.
I was at a birthday
Yeah, I
Sixth
heard
grade
someone
teacher.
was like, "Oh, it's
Earlier.
literally right around the corner."
and I just kept refreshing. There's just so much going on, you know.
Well, I appreciate the follow. Thank you.
No,
Nice meeting you
thanks.
guys.
I'm glad I finally caught
Stay
you.
safe.
We'll catch you
And,
again.
Yeah.
yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for coming out and saying hi.
All right.
Be safe.
All right.
All right. So, recap. What's the recap? Everything's winding down out here. Everyone's going home. Looks like. what's going to happen here, when, how, what's the next steps. I'm going to be back out bright and early, probably at Nancy's house tomorrow to start out with, or wherever wherever the media is. It seems like what's happening here is that there's a lot of national media here, so they're establishing these like little like media places. They're all meet up, media staging grounds. So Nancy's house seemed like it was a media staging ground today, because that's where like every single media was at Nancy's home. The whole block is filled. Now they're all out here, but now they're all starting to leave. So I'm going to continue to monitor the situation. I believe there's some reporters out there by Nancy's house. So if anything, but there would be nothing jumping off there. I don't think so. Like, unless, they go back there to try to get more evidence or something like that can help their case. I do think, though, authorities are centered around this house here. Because they've been taking things. They already took a vehicle. They already took some boxes out. Celebrite was here. Digital forensics. Now it looks like it's actual forensics, possibly maybe like blood or something. I can only speculate, but taking pictures here and coming with gloves, and a lot of people in the chat were saying luminol at this location. So you think about this, folks. You got digital forensics, DNA, maybe vehicle towed. What's happening here? And they're not here. AC, Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force was around here. So, yeah.
I thought
So with that being said, JLR investigates. We're gonna spin the camera around, do some final recap. Boots on the ground out here, and we are praying that Nancy is found, and we will wait and see who is held accountable for this terrible, terrible act. Somebody did something, and I believe there's people involved here, not just one person. I believe people are involved. All right, sub to the channel, hit the notification button. If anything else breaks, you'll hear it here on JLR Investigates. I'm at the scene and be.
All right, we're going to go back to the
here for
beginning. We're going to go back to the beginning and check this out.
There you go.
I know.
You're good. You're good. The shadow is those shadows. Yeah.
It's just the craziest thing you've ever seen. I mean, I have no idea what those people who I think it's multiple people that are involved too, and I think that somehow there's a point man on this.
Chat. I am in front of Annie and Tommaso's home. Authorities are back here. Authorities have just arrived here, probably about an hour and a half hours. So,
but they're obviously looking at somebody in that house. I don't know how many people live in that house. Two that I know of, and I know one of them is appearing in the Ransom video. I know that. So, what does that tell you? Now, it was reported that Tomasi was a crime suspect, person of interest. They're searching his home.
All right, so I'm at the house.
That'll tell you something.
Tommaso. So let me just.
There has to be more than one. It can't just.
I'm back at the home of Tommaso, and it's hard to see. Authorities came in here. They're in there. They're in there.
But I mean, he could be the inside.
What's going on here. What is going on?
He could be the inside guy. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if that's true or not, but. No, we were watching it live. We just went back to the beginning. Was all. What's up, Muscles? How are you? Good to see you. $45 months.
Yeah, a lot longer than last night. Last night they were only here for like 5 minutes.
And thank you, Holly, for gifting a lab membership. Well, and that, see, Taylor, that may be, but I don't understand how. I don't. Why would they be searching this house
Just came here about 30 minutes.
forensic
White
like this if they're not if somebody's not involved in the family?
search warrant. Oh, I just saw flashes inside the house. Dude, I just saw pictures. Was that your flash? Did you see the flash?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's just a
there's
separate
flashes
crime.
inside the house. They're taking pictures. Dude, I just saw flashes.
Not that I know of. Not that I've heard.
This is Annie and Tommaso's home. Search warrant? Just a random visit at 9 o'clock at night?
I don't
What do you think?
so.
8:30?
I don't
8:30. They probably rolled in here after it got dark. Look, they're taking pictures. There's flashes in there.
Can you see that? Hold on, let me play that again. Hold on.
After it got dark. Look, they're taking pictures. There's
Wow.
flashes in there. You can see them taking pictures. It's like lightning flashes in there. People in the chat, I am at Annie and Tommaso's home.
2.5 hours. Wow. So they're not there just hanging out, you know. They got stuff that they're doing. Big stuff. 2.5 hours. A week after. Russell, thank you for gifting 20 lab memberships. It's very kind of you. Thank you very much. Thank you for being here.
3 or 4 days ago.
Yep, they just left. I saw that.
Honestly, pretty much everything I've heard.
Yeah, that's what you're here for.
I mean, that's a good point too. If it was a crime scene, they would have put up yellow tape before they left and have someone there guarding. We don't know if it's a crime scene, but I would imagine, and this is just my opinion, is that they have a search warrant. They got a search warrant because you're not going to want to do searches without a search warrant. That's just it's not a good idea legally down the road. Like a consent to search or something, along the line. You're going to want to get one signed off by a judge. That way there's no issues with that down the line, because a faulty search warrant would throw an entire case out. An entire case.
All right, so we're just gonna hold steady here and find out what they come out with. Bags, boxes. They're in there taking pictures. I seen pictures being taken.
And this was
You can see
JLR.
them in the house. The house is completely pitch black right now.
Yeah, you would not, under any circumstances, not want it to be, not have a search warrant. I mean, that would be a
All right, we're gonna see
terrible
what's going
idea.
on, folks. All right, you see what's
It
going on.
is very much so. He's out there.
There's a few people out here. The media starting to arrive. There's some media people out here. There's a few. There's a few media out here. The media starting to arrive. I got here pretty quick. I heard something.
Thank you, Heather. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yes, they are. They're yeah, we watched them leave the vehicles over there. They took off. They had some stuff.
Yeah, this is in their driveway, folks. Let me just pull out and scan out and just kind of show you, but it is pitch black out here. So this is their I got the flashlight. I'm doing my best. So this is their security guard right here, right? So they're blocking the driveway. It looks like two white vehicles. One a white pickup, and look, they're flashing lights inside the house. You can see. Wow. Let's see if we can see it. I can see like pictures. Like I can see them like they're like taking pictures.
What is? I mean, what could be going on
taking pictures
in the brother in Savanah, her brother, and Annie for that matter, in their mind, going, why are they
I saw like
searching
light flash.
my sister's home? Where is where is her husband?
See in the window? See the center screen?
There would have to be some sort of angst and
luminol. What's that called? Look, flashlights. Luminol? Is that how they do it?
I think they use luminol. Like I think they use it as a spray. I know nothing about
it. Seeing flashes of light inside that house with the lights off. Maybe that's why they're doing it at night. Something's going down in here. They're taking pictures.
I mean, I think it's a fair question. Like you're sitting there, they're holding hands.
And some more media have arrived.
You would want to go, why are they searching your home?
Something is going on. Let me go over here and see if
I would. It would.
Windows.
It's a fair question. It's a fair thing to feel. Why?
A bunch of media people here. Yeah, it's dark.
That's I'd be asking my sister that.
It's dark.
What's wrong with my phone?
All right, so I'm just gonna keep this. I'm gonna keep this right here because it does show the vehicles, and we're just gonna stand by and see what they're doing. I think they're taking pictures with the lights off. Some people are saying luminol. We shall wait and see. Dude, why are they in there taking pictures like this? Aren't they supposed to be victims? What's happening here? What's happening here? What's happening? No, I can't get any closer. I'm on the road. I'm standing out here with me. This is the closest I can get.
I don't know. I don't know why it would be dipping down. Is that any better? Yeah, I just saw your message.
Something's going down.
You know, you would just sit there and I don't know. When this entire story is told, if it is told, you know, there may be details that we'll never get, but some of those conversations that being had behind closed doors just have to be uh, angry, anxiety filled. I mean, honestly, they're sitting there saying that they're going to pay money. Hi, Josh. Been watching you for a long time. Summer Wells. This is the first time we've chatted about this beautiful 84-year-old lady. I pray she is safe, just scared. Thanks, Josh, for all you do. Respect for a long time. I appreciate that. Thank you very much, Melissa. It's very kind of you to say. Yeah, hopefully, Summer just had her what would have been her 10th birthday, and every year that passes is very tragic and heartbreaking, to be honest with you. She was such a blessing to us all, more than you will ever know. I appreciate you saying that. Thank you. Appreciate you guys being here. I'm just short notice. Hold on. I'm trying to restart.
If it's Austin. Hey, so there's a little bit of a movement here at the daughter's house. So I just need you guys to roll on this video I took, and then have someone edit and put it onto Latitude so Brian could use it.
I don't think that she's lying, but
okay, as long as we could roll on it and then let them know
will be,
the producers, someone's gonna jump on to edit it real quick.
If you don't, it's completely possible. But a lady, who is in such fragile shape with her heart. I mean, think about the stress that this would have on somebody with a normal heart, and think about the stress that this would put on just an older person in general, and then put her heart issues on top of that. I mean, somebody breaking in to your home,
just
confronting you or whatever in any way,
unmarked car
would put you into a catatonic state. I'm trying to I get here.
Danny's house movement development update.
Folks, I definitely see flashes inside that house. I went down to the center of the house there, and I can faintly see them taking pictures of something. There's flashes that go flash inside there.
All right, I want to hit play. It should be about like a minute.
Taking pictures or something. It's interesting because it's nighttime that they chose to do this. It came in around 8 p.m. Mountain time. Same thing last night, but last night they were only here for like 5 minutes or so. So they've been here for I would say it could be getting close to an hour they've been here.
Okay. Is that any better? I can't find my phone, so we're flying blind, folks. It's better now.
Yeah, we'll just see what they come out with when they come out.
I don't have a fan.
2 vehicles.
We break Tommaso out in handcuffs yet? Yeah, it's over. So you can hit stop. Thank you.
There's a fan. I don't have a fan.
Annie?
Danielle!
Danielle.
Where the fuck is Derek?
Sleeping.
I know. I miss it. But you're here, so that's lovely. Why are you not?
Hello? Hello?
I didn't see any hazmat suits.
Good.
Hey, it's Austin.
Yeah, if you listen, okay, hold on a second. Give me a second here. Okay, so I have the video frozen. Is that sound gone that you were talking about? Okay. Now I'm gonna play the video.
Hi, I just uploaded a little VO at Annie's house. There's a little bit of updates here.
'Cause it's the
unlocked
video.
parts vehicle showed up, and things like they're being kept inside the house.
No, that's what I'm saying. They did.
VO,
They
told
put
her
her car in.
Guthrie home update of Guthrie home movement. It's in Bit Central now, but someone needs to cut it into a VO.
But without Annie? Yeah. Like, no, with Savanah and Annie.
No, there's no news other than that they were at Annie's and Tomasi's house. I can turn it down a little bit.
We haven't seen.
I think the answer was 42 or 47.
Yes, someone just needs to cut it because I showed it.
42. It was 49%.
No, I see it.
How many are there? Oh, great.
Thank you.
Is it another one? Wait, one sec.
It's a good point. So, what do you guys think? I mean, obviously, they're not there just for their health, right? I mean, that's obvious. They're at the daughter's house, the brother or the daughter's house, and her husband.
I just want to let you know that I put it back on the other camera.
I mean,
and I'm just gonna have it here, so make sure.
I just can't imagine the conversations that are going on behind the scene with the 3 siblings. I mean,
The other camera for a full bump shot if they need it. Well, I shot the VO and
Alright, still
and
waiting to
bump
find
on
out
a
what this
different
is
camera.
about, folks. Still waiting to find out what this is about.
Thank you.
Somebody said that there's an officer there, but I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know if they had, we don't know if they had a warrant, but I would assume that they wouldn't just do a consent search in a high profile case like this with a lot of moving parts. A consent, like a consent to search, you could poke holes in it. And so I would assume that this is all search warrant related.
Just to scope it out. Sure. All right, cool. See you soon.
And thank you, T-Wag. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. Yes, it is true that internet crimes against children were there. Now, the thing about that is, if they were only there for the Celebrate thing yesterday, I could understand that. But I believe that they were back again today. Unless there is two different crimes going on, and I don't know that there is, but there, it's possible. But what are the odds of that? Very unlikely. Very, very unlikely.
We don't know how long they're going to be there. We don't know what exactly they're up to. Do they have a warrant? Do they not have a warrant? Collecting evidence, taking pictures, blood splatters. What are they doing here? All I've seen thus far is flashes of light coming out of the house. And I haven't seen it in the last 10 minutes or so. But there was light flashes, as if somebody's like taking a picture with the lights off.
It says, "What's going on now?" Last I heard that they are willing to pay. That's true.
Like they're
This is the long
here, but if the
kidnapping
worries are
that I've heard of. I don't know. I agree with you. It's the longest kidnapping. This is the longest played out kidnapping I've ever seen. That was wanting a ransom.
like a lot of people in the chat are saying luminal. That's a luminal.
I mean, he's worked with those guys. I mean, it's possible. They did luminol tonight. What was the question, Muscles? That you said was a good question. Right. Most of these do not make the news. And I hit the notification bell for tomorrow. McDonough's back with another big panel. And then Monday, I believe I have Dr. Gary and Chris on 7 my time. Monday's the deadline. So there's a lot to discuss, a lot to cover, and cover we will. Well, that's what we do. They found a camera on Nancy's roof. Yep, so tomorrow I thought you said that was a good question. I'm sorry.
See shadows coming in and out. That's kind of like us behind here because we have immediate, like somebody with the media put their car to face this way, so we can at least have some light. But you'll see like these movements, but it's just.
By the way, I want to say a happy birthday to my son, 22 today. I just Peyton, the apple of my eye. He's in the top 2 of my favorite sons.
Blocking our light.
So happy birthday. We had a surprise party for him. We'll talk about it on Lab After Dark probably tomorrow. At a communal
I
gathering.
see what you guys did.
Get some light.
With the light. So smart. Do you
Great
want
idea.
more or no?
Yeah.
I could, like, you prefer more light?
Never too much saying no. That's what we're looking at the Billy Gates and like on our
Painting a big channel, a big part of the After Dark channel. That's what I'm so. Piedmont Sheriff Department discovered that both of the cameras were missing and the floodlight was broken.
And Johnston. Andy Johnston. Yeah.
Aww.
That's 2 reporters. Well, I think he's a photographer and then she's the reporter.
I'll show it when I do the next After Dark. We caught the moment when he walked in, and he was thoroughly surprised. Like we were able to keep it from him for the whole day,
About an hour. They've been here about an
and
hour. And
his face lit
this
up.
is
He was
Danny and Tommaso's
he
home.
was so happy.
Been here about an hour.
It was awesome, to be honest. It's a good question. He's cuter than me. Yep, 22. I had him when I was 18. We sort of grew up together. I'm dead serious. That's how I feel about it, you know. Although I did threaten to smash cake in his face if he kept up harassing me at his birthday. The question is, why are they at the daughter's house? I mean, it is a great question. He was. Well, I was going to, but yeah, I'm telling you, we grew up together, you know. So he's.
Kind of does that. If all of a sudden you don't want that, or you want something to go down.
They're my greatest.
More media keeps arriving. More and more cars are arriving.
I wouldn't say the achievements because they're not achievements, but they're the thing, and they're the two things in this world. The two people
Yeah,
that
that was your story. That's ridiculous.
I feel so.
Focus is this. You know where the axis is?
You know, it's just been. It was honor of my life. And I miss when they were young. I really, really do, man.
But still, it's like not a great number. It's like a huge piece of here. You should probably not be our first singer. I love what you do. You would.
Yeah, Peyton is spelled with an A.
Danielle. What's your Sarah? Nice to meet you. But I like that you.
I agree with you, Judy. They're at that house for the third time for a reason. Yeah, they're not wasting their time just being there. I'll tell you that. Which is You know, most of that actually played out kind of on air for me was when both of my children moved out. And I was very depressed. It was very difficult because I dedicated my entire young adult life to that, and so what's up, Justin? Something's up. It his name is Ronell, but we call him Ronnie, Ronnie, or Nelly, Nellly. He's 6'9". Great basketball player. Peyton's 6'6". Massive, massive boys. Very strapping.
I'm serious. Guthrie.
Yeah, they're massive.
I'm still here. I'm kind of just like walking around on the street down
I'm
here.
6'2". I'm not nearly as tall as they
Occasionally I
are.
see a flash inside the house. I can't tell if it's in the front rooms or the back. It just, I see like these flash, and it just goes out throughout the whole house. But I just want to say, just share your perspective here.
No, this video ended about 30, 40 minutes ago.
What's going on? We will continue to monitor. How long will they be here? Who knows? Wait and see. Could this be the break in the case? How are you all feeling now that the authorities are here? How do you feel about the situation? Who do you think's involved here? Who do you think's involved with this situation? Why would authorities be here?
No, you're
Taking pictures inside or doing something inside
Yeah, they love to do that.
in the dark.
We'll watch the new video here in a minute, and then actually, you know what? Let me see if I can pull it up. Why does it do that? Playing in picture. I don't want it to play in picture in picture. I want it to. It just automatically does it. Bunch of hog crap. I did. I'm going to play this, and then we'll go back to this video here shortly.
All right, folks, we have a breaking news update in the ongoing search for 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie. That's the mother of
So I
NBC.
believe this is the video from today. With I think there have been 2 or 3 videos that have been recorded, ransom videos, and the family said that they're willing to pay. And by the way, you know, I know a lot of people would say, well, why would they pay if you know, there's no proof of life or anything? Look, what choice do they have? What choice do they have? Money be damned, unfortunately. I mean, I get it. They have money, but they, you know, I don't know exactly what they're asking for, but I'm sure it's a lot.
Savanah Guthrie. The family posting a video just moments
What's
ago.
up, Mr. and
speaking
Mrs.
directly
E?
to the kidnappers, with Savanah Guthrie saying, quote, they will pay a ransom. Let's go to News Nation's Brian Enton live in Tucson outside Nancy's home. Brian, this video posting just within the last few minutes.
Yeah, Savanah Guthrie posting this video to her Instagram account just within the last 15 minutes or so. She's sitting there with her sister and brother, similar to what
I would pay whatever I could, whatever I had. You could have it all. Oh, shit. I'm not even sharing the right screen. Sorry. Moron.
we saw in the first video. But this time, as you said, she's addressing the kidnapper and saying that they will pay. Listen to this new video.
We received your message, and we understand. We beg you now to return our mother to us so that we can celebrate with her. This is the only way we will have peace. This is very valuable to us, and we will pay.
So a short video there, Alex, but let me read it to you again, what she said. She said, we received your message and we understand. Now, I don't know if she's referring to the new message that came in yesterday to the local TV station here in Tucson, or if there's now another message.
I know,
that
I don't
has come
stream
through that
enough
we just
over
don't know
here.
about. But she said, we received your message and we understand. We beg you now to return our mother to us so we can celebrate with her. This is the only way we will have peace. This is very valuable to us, and we will pay, which this is now the first time that we've heard the family say flat out that they will pay a ransom. A lot of questions I still have. I mean, has there already been more communications directly between whoever's been writing these letters and the Guthrie family, or is this sort of a last-ditch effort to open the lines of communication and there's been no communication? We don't know the answers to that, but there's obviously something that prompted Savanah Guthrie to create this new video. And you can see once again, like the others, at one point it looks like she's looking down to read what she's saying.
Well, that's what I was saying that too, Justin, earlier. I just can't imagine, like, you know, the FBI is helping them with these videos, like, and the FBI has said that it's up to the family if they pay the ransom or not. They advise them, but if the ransom is to be paid, that they advise them on it. However, I mean, how could you just sit there, you know, and you would just go, what do you know? What is going on and why? Why are they searching your home? I mean, those questions, I'm sure that they're being asked.
The FBI is.
Yeah, none of the spouses are with them. I don't know. I don't know if Savanah's married or not. I don't know that much about her. And I don't know if her brother is. I would assume.
Very much involved in these messages that she's been creating. We've learned they help craft the messages. I mean, it's very deliberate in terms of the words that she chooses. But again, this is the first time that we've heard her or her brother or anyone say that.
But I mean, it makes sense for the siblings, you know, to be there.
They will actually pay a ransom. Alex?
Right, and by my count, I think it's the third video that either Savanah or Savanah's family have released on Savanah's Instagram account. This one, you know, heartbreaking to see her looking directly at the camera, essentially speaking to the people that they believe have her mother in their possession.
Savanah's
Brian,
married.
you know, you mentioned some of the confusion that we have about which note Savanah is possibly talking about. We received your message and we want to comply. Can you just remind our viewers a little bit about how that's unfolded, right? The ransom notes, or in essence, the note that has been passed on to various news stations to kind of get people caught up in where we are right now.
Yeah, so there's two notes that we know about. The first one came towards the beginning of the week and went to 2 local TV stations here in Tucson and also to TMZ. And that is the note that made reference to some what the FBI called specific facts about the circumstances in the house. One of those things had to do with a floodlight on the outside. The other had to do with the Apple iWatch on the inside. And whatever was said in that note led the FBI to believe that it could possibly be credible. Whatever they were saying led them to believe that they may have actually abducted Nancy and been inside the house. So that was the first note. Then there was the second note that arrived that from what we know of, only went to one local TV station, KOLD in Tucson. And that is the one that came from a different IP address from the first note, but at the same time used the same encryption software, we're told. And while we don't know the specifics of that note, we know that there was something in it that connected it back to the first note.
And what's interesting, Brian, what's also unusual is that it's pretty much
the we understand thing. When she said that, I don't know what, I can't even speculate, but it does not sound normal to me.
been clear that if
none of this is normal, so I don't know why I would say that. None of this is normal. This is not normal.
these ransom notes
This is sick.
are legitimate, that they don't include any sort of corresponding instructions for the Guthrie family to get in touch with them, which I think is why we're seeing the Guthrie family and Savanah literally posting these on her own Instagram accounts saying, look, we're open to paying.
Thank you for watching.
Let's go back here. So we're back on JLR stream. Well, you know, Breezy Girl, the thing about that is when it was reported that they were looking at him as the prime suspect by Ashley Banfield's impeccable source, and by the way, she wants you to know that her source is impeccable. You know, everybody would start looking at him right away. And he could pull a Scott Peterson and take off. I mean, that's exactly what could have happened. I don't know. Jenny said, I'm sorry that you felt sad, but it's okay. Totally natural. Just means you love him a lot. It's much better now. But thank you. She did. She said it 1,000 times. And that's the other thing too, is just say that it turns out to be this Tomasi character, and we don't know that it is, although they are searching his home, which is not normal in this case, in this instance anyway. But if he is involved in this somehow, people are always going to look at Annie.
What comes out of this?
In a weird way.
Again, case.
Seems on point, but she was.
Something else happen tomorrow, the next day, or is this?
Yeah, I'm not going to give her journalism.
You're gonna get something here.
I'm going to give her journalism lessons, but I think she's friends with Savanah. And The celebrate thing was odd. That's a hard one to read. I don't know what that meant. Celebrate? I mean, celebrate getting her back? Celebrating her being alive? I mean, I don't think that she would. I don't think that the word celebrate would be used as like, hey, let's celebrate, you know, because we get her body back. I don't think that that's what is being pushed, but who knows? The very let me see that again.
Hey guys, thanks so much for checking out my show. I really appreciate it. Please click to subscribe. Big news in the search for Nancy Guthrie. I'm outside her house right now in Tucson, but there is now a new video that Savanah Guthrie has just released, sitting with her sister and brother again, where she says this time, "We will pay," and she is addressing the alleged abductors. Listen to this.
We received your message and we understand. We beg you now to return our mother to us so that we can celebrate with her.
That is so weird.
This is the only way we will have peace.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that people call them celebrations of life, but you would not be celebrating this life at this point that was taken. I don't think that celebrate would be the right word.
This is very valuable to us, and we will pay.
But maybe you're right. I mean, maybe.
Just awful. I mean, I don't know how that doesn't just make anyone feel heartbroken for the Guthrie family and what they are going through right now. I'm going to get in the car. I'm going to call Maureen O'Connell and get her take on this new video that just came out. Okay, so I have Maureen O'Connell, a retired FBI agent and, you know, friend of the show on the phone right now because this just happened with the new video coming in. So, Maureen, what stands out to you here?
Well, it's a last-ditch effort to, you know, bring her mom back if her mom is in fact alive. I mean, they have to. They're just well, I don't want to say they're grasping for straws, but you can hear the desperation in their voice. You can see it in their faces. These people are crushed, and you know. The most important person in their life is God knows where, with God knows whom. So they're, you know, they're just letting them know we're going to cough up the money. They need them to, I don't know. I mean, this is brand new, and I think this is just a last-ditch effort on everyone's part to either find out who this person is or bring her mother home.
When she says we received your message and we understand,
that part is to me troubling. Very troubling. That's what that is weird, you know.
I guess we don't know if that's the message from yesterday that we've reported on that went to the TV station, or if there's a new message that we just don't know about.
Yeah, the message is, get me the money, I'm not talking to you anymore, or, you know, or else.
Right.
I'm guessing. And, you know, I can say that I would never give money to anyone when I didn't have proof of life.
That's the point, too. You know, do you guys honestly think if this money is paid, that they're going to return her in any way, shape, or form, in any condition? I mean, she will tell, like, it will tell a story. Her person will tell a story. If she's alive, she can give information. If she's passed, her body will give information. I don't think in any way, shape, or form that they have any intention of returning her, or else they would have shown proof of life.
But I can tell you that families often want to, because especially if they're, backed into a corner like this, what other option do they really feel that they have? None.
Well, and I just think about
What, you think that they're going to risk getting caught? I understand the desperation to want to pay the ransom. I get it. I understand it. I would give up everything to get my family member back, even without the guarantee of it. But I just do not. I don't think that there's ever been any intention of that, and I don't think that they would risk releasing her like that.
if it was my mom and, I had the money, and we don't know how much it is, but I think I would just pay. I mean, I know what you're saying from an FBI perspective, but even if there's that, whatever the chances are, like, how could you not think I'm just going to pay?
Right. But also, this is where, like cooler heads prevail comes in. When you have, has it ever happened where someone got paid without proof of life and got their loved one returned to them? My guess is no. What incentive do they have to give her back?
Exactly.
Once they got their money, they got their money.
Right.
They want no further exposure.
You don't, I mean, these aren't the kind of people that keep deals, They've already broken one of the things that they said, this is the only contact that you'll have with us. Well, that wasn't true. What I'm telling you is they do not, they're not going to expose themselves to this.
Dropping her off someplace, or
These are not loquacious people that keep their word.
at a hospital or fire station or whatever, they're going to be on camera. Their vehicle, they're toast, and they know that.
But the investigation would still continue, even if, let's say, they paid and nothing happens. It's not over, right? I mean, there's still a way they could find out who they paid and try to track it, right? Or is the money just gone?
It would never end at that point, because, Brian, there are people out there that perpetrated this crime, whoever these people are, and however close or far they are from the family. We don't know that right now. But what I do know is that their behavior before this happened will be markedly different than their behavior after this event. I mean, do they have her in someone's house? Is she still alive? If they do have her and she's still alive, these people are buying food they never bought before, possibly looking for medication, possibly bandages, who knows. Their life pattern will have changed dramatically. And that's what we have to ask the public to look for. Do you have a neighbor who's all of a sudden not making eye contact? You said hi to him 2 times, 3 days in a row. He looks a wreck. He won't make eye contact with me, or he's always in a rush when he normally talks my ear off. Strange behavior like that, this post-incident behavior is very, very telling.
Yeah, people need to be on the lookout. Well, thank you for Maureen. I just want to
Look, I would pay. If I had the money that they were asking. First of all, you don't typically go after people. You don't, take people hold them for ransom with people that don't have any money or no way to get the money. If you have the money, then you would want to pay. It's a no-brainer, but there's no guarantees. I mean, you're dealing with unscrupulous people that are obviously criminals to the highest degree. They don't care. They don't care if you get her back or not. They just want the money. Once the money hits, they're not going to go, okay, here's this. I mean, this isn't I don't know if you guys have ever seen the movie Man on Fire. Yeah, it's a fantastic movie, but it's not like that. Pick her up. Here's the coordinates or whatever.
Thank you, Maureen. I just wanted to get you on the phone real quick, just to kind of react to this video.
All right.
I know you were Costco shopping, so thank you.
Oh, no problem. All right, thanks.
All right, bye. All right, appreciate Maureen for hopping on. And I'm going to have more with Maureen in a second. But first, I want to show you also something significant. What President Trump said
Yeah, I'll ask him
last
about that.
night, which would have been Friday night, about the progress of the investigation. And I don't know how that plays into this new Savanah Guthrie interview, but it's pretty clear that something has been going on behind the scenes. Listen to what President Trump said.
He had promised Savanah Guthrie's family the full support of federal law enforcement. FBI is now.
I'll give you a little statement. I think we're doing very well on that regard. You're probably surprised to hear that. I think we're doing very well. Very well, meaning we have some clues, I think, that are very strong. And I think we could have some answers coming up fairly soon.
Is this a nationwide search? Is this a search going to Mexico?
I'm not talking about a search. I'm talking about a solution. We have some things I think that will maybe come out reasonably soon from DOJ or FBI or whoever that could be
Suspect?
yeah, could be definitive. A lot's taken place in the last couple of hours. A lot of things have happened with regard to that horrible situation.
Did he say this today or yesterday?
The last couple of hours. Yeah.
So again, it's just interesting when you sort of put all of this together. He
has no idea. He said this today? Yesterday. Got it.
The FBI showing up back at the house.
We have great clues. We have the best clues. We have great clues, Blues Clues.
The President Trump video last night and what he had to say about things progressing, possible suspect, and now
Wow, we have great clues.
the Savanah Guthrie video. It's pretty obvious there are things happening behind the scenes. I want to go now to earlier I interviewed Maureen and Jeff, both retired FBI agents. We talked about more about the what happened at the house with them looking for evidence, what they might be looking for, and kind of bigger picture where the investigation goes from here. I'm joined now by Maureen O'Connell and Jeff Bennett, both retired FBI agents. It's nice to see you both. We have a lot to talk about. There's been a lot that's happened sort of over the last 24 hours. The first thing I've been dying to ask you both about, and that I was thinking about when I went to bed, and even when I woke up, is these comments by President Trump on Air Force One. And I'm just going to read them again. He said, we have some clues that I think are very strong.
And
I think we could have some answers coming up fairly soon.
very soon. Very, very soon.
The reporter said, is this a nationwide search? Is this a search going to Mexico? And he said, no, I'm not talking about a search. I'm talking about a solution.
Yeah, I heard that too, but to be honest with you, I mean, he kind of is in charge of he's got a lot of resources. I got a lot of resources. It's good for PR.
We have some things that I think will maybe come out reasonably soon from DOJ or FBI or whoever that could be. And then the reporter said, a suspect? And President Trump said, yeah, could be definitive. What do you make of that, Maureen?
Not necessarily helpful to the investigation.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm sure they're not pleased that, but just in terms of what he said, a solution, do you get the sense that they're closing in on someone?
Yes, but I always got that sense whenever, because when you looked at the response to this crime initially from the sheriff's department, they thought it was a missing persons case, which is reasonable because they probably have that. That's probably the number one thing that they're doing out there is, lost animals and missing persons cases. So when they went in there, yeah, with a couple of people. But when you saw yesterday, like I texted you.
Well, he probably does have inside information. I mean, he handpicks the director of the FBI.
And I said, here comes the cavalry.
But
when you see that cavalry roll into town, you can get goosebumps. And Jeff will confirm this. You have a group of 10-pound brains that you feel almost as if it's never been assembled like that before. You've got these great forensic. It's essentially the FBI's forensic lab in a mobile unit.
By the way, I got to say that Nancy Grace, I watched the other day. She was very rude. Not that she's not always very rude, but geez, I couldn't believe it. you know, you have people on for their opinions, Nancy, and then you crap on them if you don't agree with them.
The FBI ERT team and hostage negotiators, profiler, you name it. I mean, when you come in with all this, it really does drop the pressure level, because you realize A, it's not all on your shoulders. B, everybody here is a complete professional. They all know what they're doing, and they're all hyper vigilant and hyper focused on what needs to be done and in what order. And it's just unbelievable to be part of. Wouldn't you say, Jeff?
Yeah, we saw them all come in. We saw them all come in. I saw that.
She said Jeff, Brian.
I mean, like you said, the cavalry. I mean, all the evidence fans, they all came in last night. They were here into the night, and now I'm outside the house now, and it's cleared. They've left. But is there an issue, Jeff, with that happening 6 days in?
Well, and I'll answer that question real quick about President Trump making a comment. 2 things about that. You always want to coordinate any sort of statement, because it can benefit the investigation as long as it's coordinated. There's a term we use called tickle the wire. If there is some sort of technical monitoring going on, you can somehow utilize some sort of statement, whether it's from President Trump or some sort of management behind a podium.
Yeah, I mean,
you can sort of use that to generate activity on maybe a phone that you're up on. The second thing is, there's no way, in my opinion, this event went as planned for the bad guys.
Yeah,
this can't be what they were looking to do. So I have to imagine they are wherever they're at, looking at each other, and there's no honor among thieves. They've got to be looking at each other. Maybe they heard President Trump's statement going, maybe they're thinking to themselves, well, shoot, the good guys are coming. The FBI always gets their man, and maybe the first person to drop a dime maybe gets some consideration for prosecution, because today they're suspects, but tomorrow they're defendants. It's inevitable. This is not going to go unsolved. It will get solved. It's the FBI doesn't forget, so it's just a matter of time.
The other thing they might be considering. Well,
I just want to say, Maureen, and I want to hear what you think about this. Like, I keep thinking about the word solution. Like, we may have a solution. Like, the first thing that popped in my mind is like, is that
right? I mean, Brian, I wouldn't put too much into what he said. I mean, it was kind of flippant, you know.
Money, like we're going to work on a deal to pay the ransom, or like the word solution to me, like what do you think that means?
Yeah, the federal government's going to pay the ransom.
Well, maybe it's a solution to the, and this would be a better question for Jeff, because he may be talking about how to get that VPN, right, Jeff? Like that's the problem everyone's dealing with, is that VPN.
Right. And Brian, if maybe for your viewers, I can explain very briefly how an IP address.
He has done a great job.
Address works, because there's a lot of talk of. These
Brian Enton is a great reporter. I have a lot of respect for him.
KFR, kidnap for ransom messages coming in, and quite simply, they are being, from what I understand, they're being communicated through email, and so that email is coming in through an IP address. And for the viewers, an IP address is quite simply a bridge. It's a bridge from a user to an endpoint. So an IP address is owned by a company, and so as the FBI,
VPN stands for virtual
where
private
that bridge
network.
Is and who owns that bridge.
You can disguise where you send emails from. There are email services that have VPNs, end-to-end encryption, crap like that.
Can go to that company and I could say, hey, who's on the other side of that bridge? But the problem with a VPN is it's not just one bridge that I have to figure out. It's 1,000 bridges. So I have to cross one bridge, and then I have to cross 1,000 other bridges. So it's not as simple as it sounds. Using a VPN, using masked routing is extraordinarily difficult. I'm sure they're working on it. The quickest way is to figure out what company that is being utilized to mask the IP address. Go to that company. Hopefully it's a domestic company. If it's overseas, we can't necessarily force their hand. With a case this big, maybe there's some pressure that the big government can put on them. Hopefully.
Well, and just one thing we found out yesterday. So one of the local TV stations that received the first note and then the second note, their news director said the notes didn't come in through an email per se. They have like a form on their website where you can submit news tips. So you fill out your name, you fill out the subject, you fill out, you know what I mean? And then it's like a form on the website. That's what was filled out. Would they still be able to trace it even though it was sent in that way?
No, they have not arrested anybody yet, but they were back at Annie and Tomasi's house, I guess is his name, for about 3 hours. They took photos, possible luminol. I don't know that for a fact, and other things, photos, and looked like there was some crime tech guys there.
Yeah, so that's still going to use the.
I don't understand the thing on the camera on the roof is wild.
An IP address. So when the user hits send, it establishes a bridge from that computer to its destination, and that's that bridge I'm talking about. But when they're using a VPN or whatever sort of system they're using to obscure their location, instead of going from their locations to the destination over one bridge, over one IP address, it's now jumping through thousands or millions of bridges, which is what is creating the challenge for the FBI to track back on and get to the destination or get to the origination point. And I'll tell you this real quick. I've worked hundreds of homicides where we've used IP addresses to find homicide suspects, because here's what they do.
Oh, the broken floodlight was up there.
Homicide suspects on the run, drops their phone, gets up on the Instagram, makes contact with whomever. I monitor their Instagram. IP address comes up. I go to T-Mobile. I say, hey, T-Mobile, what device is using this IP address? T-Mobile provides me the new number that I didn't have before. I start pinging that new phone. Well, that's the suspect's new phone. Now I track that phone. There the suspect is. It's that.
Cartel probably not. Cartel usually kidnaps people in like Mexico and South America successfully a lot of the time, and they target high profile people there because they don't have the resources that in the United States. So probably not. But look, could anything could be possible, right?
That simple. But if it's an obfuscated or a masked IP address, then it becomes very difficult.
Jeff, can you explain the difference between an anonymizer and a VPN? Because a lot of people are using both those terms, mainly anonymizer of the IP address.
And I think didn't they use it? The news director, I think, said they used something to conceal the address. Yeah. Is that what you're talking about, Maureen? And what are you saying, anonymizer? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and quite frankly, I don't know the difference. My job was in my job, the suspects that I chased weren't necessarily that sophisticated. They were mostly just murder suspects that were that killed each other randomly, mostly gang members. So it wasn't nearly this sophisticated. This is a unique case. This is a whodunit with a fact pattern that doesn't match anything that I've seen before. This matches more, quite frankly, of a no-body homicide than of a KFR. But nobody wants to say that because there's been no proof of life. Proof of life is what we would assume that's the critical part of a KFR, and there's been no proof of life.
Right.
Maureen, what do you think about the car being towed late last night? Because I was out here and it's the same car that was in Nancy's garage, a blue Subaru.
A number of things. Number one, FBI ERT has a different set of protocols when it comes to crime scene management and everything like that than other entities might. Not so much here in California.
Yeah,
I know we train together all the time. If you work in a city or a state,
you could tell too that he was sort of uncomfortable when Ashley Banfield was, saying that the brother-in-law or son-in-law, excuse me, was a suspect.
Or an area where law enforcement all works together beautifully, you'll find that they all tend to sort of follow what are the best practices of each organization.
I've been asking that
so
question.
So ERT could have found some
Barb, I've been asking this question for a while. I'm sure a lot of people are. Yeah, where the hell is the guy? I don't know.
Blood. Another thing is, on the original warrant, it may have said the residence, the curtilage, any vehicles or outbuildings. It may have said all that, and then the whoever came in, like maybe when the FBI came in and said, "Wait a minute, it says all the vehicles. Have we processed all the vehicles?" And they said, "No, we haven't really processed it, but we don't know if it had anything to do with anything." So that at that point, the Bureau was like, you know what? It's in the warrant. It's something we generally do, and we would. And so we're going to hook that thing up and take it to a secured location so we can then, because when you're an ERT team member and you're processing a vehicle, it's you find yourself spending a lot of time. Like, for example, when we did that big case with Rampart Division, Jeff, I was behind the garage there in our parking structure where we would bring cars in. And I worked on that trunk, I want to say, for about 4 hours just in the trunk. So if anybody could see me doing that, they would be like, "Whoa, what is she doing? Why is she only in the trunk?" And we did everything else. We're going to tape the headliners. We're going to do everything else. But there are very often times, you can in that instance, I was testing for cocaine and I found it. And in other instances, you're testing for blood, and there's obviously a myriad of different ways to do that. And so that's what they're going to be looking for. And if in fact they found the blood droplets, they may think, wow, did the perpetrator actually use Nancy's car? And then no, they couldn't have returned it later because it would have shown that on the app. But the whole thing about Nancy's car now is starting to get my wheels spinning.
Right. Well,
But it could have just been them covering all their bases. You think it might not be that significant? Is that what you were kind of saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Oh no, I was gonna reiterate what you're about to say, Maureen. I'll just add to that. I mean, it's just you do a more thorough job if you grab it, take it to a secure location, and go, soup to nuts right from a controlled environment. And another thing to add on that is, I know the news is making a big deal about a couple of agents walking around on the roof. You don't start to wash your car in your driveway from the middle down. You start from the top, and that's all they're doing. These agents being on the roof is not that big a deal. It's just the FBI does it.
Yeah, but wait, didn't he just say that you don't wash? So if it went from the top down, wouldn't they start on the roof? I mean, I'm being facetious, but I didn't really understand that.
Thorough job. We're going to start on the roof and we're going to work our way down. We're going to do the entire thing. I've had cases where our local
and once
lab,
again, on tomorrow, the interview room, Chris has another great show planned. And then on Monday, I have Chris and Dr. Gary on as well. And that's the deadline day. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of developments between you. There may even be an identified suspect by then or somebody in custody. I mean, this thing's moving fast.
competent LA Sheriff's Lab or LAPD lab, very good. They have missed things. It was sent stuff back to the FBI lab, and they use a maybe a more advanced technique, or maybe a
So click that notification bell for the interview room, because I believe it is posted. So that way, you know, a half hour before it starts and when it starts.
different technique, and they've been able to pull prints on things or items that our local lab hasn't. So we use, you know, really breaking advanced techniques that maybe some other departments don't have access to.
Like the Polly Klaus, do you remember Polly Klaus?
I
That young
remember.
girl that was killed up
Yeah.
in Petaluma? Her, that was, Brian, that was one of the first big cases where forensic, I mean, I always say forensic for fluorescent. Magnetic fluorescent powder was used. And the reason that that powder was even developed, this magnetic and fluorescent powder,
Yes.
was to be used on porous surfaces like a rock or asphalt or wood or something like that, because those surfaces, or even a really textured.
Oh, Brian, I mean, it wasn't a ridiculous question at all, because it very well. I mean, I'm sure that that's something that they investigated.
Dashboard in a vehicle. Those surfaces are very difficult to develop a really good fingerprint on. But when you use this technique with this powder, you know, you could do that. So my point is this: when the FBI,
I think he was
gets,
a teacher.
or, you know, it's like we're like the FDA. To
I don't know if he's still a teacher, but I think it was, somebody said he's in a band, or that he was in a band, or I don't know, but yeah, I believe that he was.
Extent when it comes to a lot of forensic stuff. When we start using it, other entities all over the country will start using it. So we'll have access to things right now that other people don't have access to, only because we have that National Academy, which I'm sure you don't know anything about, but that's where law enforcement officers from all over the world come to learn things. So it's a perfect spot to showcase what's on the horizon or what's here right now. That's what this lab and that's what this CRT team is bringing to this crime scene.
And you texted me last night, Maureen. You said, I think, what did you say? They'll be there 6 to 8 hours. I think that's what you said, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were. I mean, I kind of expected to come back today and see some crime scene tape still, but they did their thing and they're gone. I mean, are you surprised they didn't keep it secured at all? Because it's just back to, you know, no one's here again.
I know everyone's saying we should, you know, lock it down until the trial or whatever. We don't do that as a general practice, so I don't know why we should do it here. I'm a big believer in what's good for the goose is good for the gander. If you're doing it for one, we should do it for all, or the opposite. Now, when our protocols are tight, our protocols are very strict, and we go through, like, for example, when we showed up, if we were to show up on that scene and it was a missing persons case, which is, I think that's what happened initially. It's a missing persons case. They work them all the time. It's an elderly lady. She's 84. She's meandering out, you know, in the backyard. We have to find her because it's hot out. And then it transitioned. Then they saw the blood. The reason I think they didn't see the blood initially is because the family always enters through the garage.
And again, I want to thank you
probably have
guys for being here and hanging out and listening to me babble.
Mom's house in their cars. And they always go in and out through the garage. Now, when the sheriff's deputies show up and they say, you know, oh, come in through the garage, they might come in through the garage, but they're going to look around a little bit first. And that's when they saw the blood. I think they were the first ones to see the blood, weren't they, Brian? The sheriff's deputies?
Yeah, from what I understand. Yep.
Yeah, that's probably why, because, you know, it's kind of like in some houses, the family only uses the side door or the back door. In this case, I think it was the access was through the garage. So once they saw that, I would have shut that place down right then. That would have been crime scene tape, and it would have been a pretty big crime scene at that point, because, you know, Jeff and I both know it's hard to move bodies. It's very difficult. It's very, even if they're alive, if they have mobility issues, it's difficult. It's slow. It's clunky. You know, so
elaborate on that a little bit. I mean, I don't want to get too, I hope she's alive, but just when you say it's difficult to move bodies.
Thank you, Tom.
It's very difficult to move bodies. That's why when when we were looking for bodies, we did a lot of searches in the Angeles National Forest and all over the desert. We were in Riverside quite a bit. We would train out in the desert. We had a team of forensic anthropologists that would work with our team. We always sought out members of academia and the science to teach us things in the wild. Like, for example, we studied animal activity on human remains extensively, and it was just fascinating. And one of the main takeaways is something like coyotes and all those type of animals. They will take parts of the body to the highest point in the area so they can have higher ground and look and see if anyone's coming to take what they have to eat. We also had to break up scat, which is the defecation of all these animals. We had to break up every pile of that we came across. And when I tell you that there's a lot of shit in the desert, brother, I'm not kidding. And we would have to break it up because that's where you would find the teeth and the hair. And, you know, and if you found teeth and hair, the forensic anthropologists were out there with us, because we used to train with them, but then we would start bringing them out when we got calls out there, because it's just, you know, I told you I love to learn, and I just never, ever stopped learning on that team. It was just phenomenal.
All right.
And we could call in world-class experts.
Thank you, T. I appreciate you.
Would you mind coming out here and, you know, helping us when we pull up, when we're pulling bones? Because you're going to be out in the desert. You're going to find a lot of bones.
When you mention animals, some people, the locals here, and again, I hate to like talk about this because it's kind of just gruesome, but they were like, look out for the vultures. They're like, you know, a couple days after there's a body out there, if there is a body, we're going to see the vultures.
I believe there were search dogs.
What were you going to say, Jeff, though?
No, I mean, that's a good point. It happens all the time out here in Los Angeles. A lot of bodies get dumped in the desert. Sadly, it's happened on a lot of famous cases, infamous cases, I would say. I mean, quite simply, we're talking about moving bodies. You asked about that. Go to Costco and watch people load a bag of dog food in their cart and see how difficult it is. People struggle with that. But what I also want to point out is, for your viewers, I mean, I think we pointed out on this podcast, you'll see in the news right now, they're chasing video at gas stations that are 10, 20 minutes away. That's exactly what we were talking about days ago. And what I think you're seeing is the FBI is catching up to what the investigative strategy is. And there's a playbook for,
you know, they're not searching Savanah's home or Savanah's and Annie's brother's home. They're searching Annie's home and Tomasi, or whatever his name is, searching their home multiple times. That's a big deal. And I'm telling you, there has to be some really awkward conversations going on behind the scenes, because you can't, how could you trust anybody right now? And I would just be up in arms going, why the hell are they searching your home? Do you think that's not a conversation that they've had? I believe it was. Nancy was where last? Their house?
for these cases, a whodunit case. It is, try and figure out who is at the crime scene and then figure out where they went after. And that's what I think you're seeing. And let's pull devices, let's pull video, and then we're going to do our analysis, both before and after. Is there pre-planning? Is there casing? Was she being followed? All that stuff is happening right now. And I think you're seeing that develop by the news coverage, where you're seeing detectives going to gas stations and try to pull video and stuff like that.
So Brian, if Jeff and I were in the command post and he came in and he said, hey guys, we've been chasing video and this is what we found. We think we found X vehicle at this Circle K at this time of the night or whatever. Then as the evidence response team leader, I'm going to say, somebody get with streets and sanitation and find out exactly when that thing was picked up, when the trash was picked up, if it was picked up at that time. Who knows? Someone may have just pulled over to dump bloody rags. Remember we talked about, Brian, when you said that the blood stopped at the end of the on the front porch?
Yeah.
Did
Didn't go
the
on into
blood
driveway.
stop? Or did someone put a rag on her face or some paper towels or a shop towel of some sort?
Yeah, I mean, the last place she was before she went home was there for dinner, but ultimately, I mean, the crime, the kidnapping or whatever, you know, look, there's so many things that could be happening here. That could be staging. There could be, you know, you go and ransack the house. For what reason, other than financially, would you hurt or kidnap an 84-year-old woman? I mean, it's just beyond me.
On her face to stop the blood trail.
Thank
or
you.
to
Appreciate you.
offer aid because the whole scenario just went completely sideways on them. Either way,
Makes sense.
they may have thrown that out. And if it's a shop towel, it's bright yellow, you're not throwing it on the side of the road and you're thinking
Right.
as you're driving, right? So you pull into Circle K to grab some.
So they're basically, so Annie and her husband are basically they live down the road from her. And they're sort of not, I wouldn't say the caretakers, but there's the ones that keep an eye on her. I would think.
Gas or use the restroom or just to dump something. Now we're going to go to the dump, and we've done this hundreds of times, and it's the worst. That's the worst gig you could ever get assigned in your life. You go to the dump, they'll tell you what.
Everybody thinks it's Tommaso. Is that his name? I think you're all wrong. I don't think everybody thinks that. I'm agnostic about it. I have no idea. I mean, I just think it's odd that 3 times that they're searching the house 3 different times. That seems like an awful lot of investigative work. Just because.
What quadrant they put it in, and you start looking. So if I'm looking for trash from a Circle K, I'm going to look for all the cups that have whatever logos. I'm going to have somebody first go over there, pull a bunch of these, the cups that they use, take photos of whatever you see, mainly in that store. So I can say when I'm doing my briefing to the team, hey guys, all they sell there is chips, those sandwiches, and those plastic triangle shaped things, the big cups that look like this, the smaller cups look like this, all their straws are red, all their, or whatever it is. And they sell more than anything. The number one thing they sell, hot dogs off those things with those little foil wrappers. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
totally.
There's science to it that people don't realize, but we know what it takes. So then me and my team, one of the forensics teams, we're going to be out there, and we're going to probably be out there for 1 or 2 days for 8 to 10 hours in the trash, in Tyvek suits with those rebreather thing or those. I
mean, was there a safe in the house? Does anybody know if there was a safe in the house?
Heavy duty masks on with the things on the side. Oh, I hate wearing those. But anyhow, so that's what I taught when Jeff mentioned yesterday about parallel investigations.
My theory, and this is just my theory, and I'll just tell you, I think that whatever happened that went down in that house didn't go the way that it was supposed to. And I believe Nancy became incapacitated, hurt, or obviously, I mean, she was bleeding. But if you take thinners, I mean, that can happen very easily. That doesn't mean it was something fatal. And I think that they had to take her out of the house because she either wasn't alive or wasn't in good shape. But I don't think that the initial plan was to kidnap, personally. I just don't think it was. And this whole ransom thing could be nothing more than an act, just a distraction. I mean, these people were there, or whoever was there, what did they say, about 45 minutes? 45 minutes? How long does it take to kidnap somebody? Not 45 minutes.
There's dozens of them.
Right.
And then we come together.
They were probably searching the house. Maybe she didn't have what they were looking for. You know, this is just speculation.
They're every agreed upon time.
We don't actually know if anything was stolen, though, do we?
So is it 6 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours? It's usually more, a case like this. It's going to be at least twice a day. They're going to be coming together, talking about what they're finding. But Brian, I forgot to answer your question about the bodies, and Jeff can weigh in on this too. And that is, like if I'm trying to pull a body that weighs 150 pounds out of my car, even if I'm strong, first of all, it's not pretty. It doesn't look like it looks on TV. It's really, really difficult. It's very clunky. It's hard. And people tend to keep the bodies close to where they can drive. So if there is a body, I'm not talking about this case, but in any case, if there's a body and you've got a desert landscape like this with cactus and
and I agree with you. Look, none of us know. We all have theories, we all have thoughts, we all have opinions, and until we know the facts, even when we know the facts, there will be people that go, "Nah, it's bullshit."
Places that you cannot drive unless you've got a 4x or a.
But I think that it's probably two to three people,
something like that. It's going to be closer to the road, or it's going to be in a burn pit.
Yeah.
Jeff, what do you think about this second note? It came to the local TV station again through a form on the website. We don't know all the details, but we know that they didn't give a new way to communicate. They didn't say, hey, this is how we can communicate. They didn't give proof of life. But there was apparently something in it, and the IP address was different, but the word that Maureen used, the anonymizer, was the same. But there was something in there, and this is the part
a hoax, as in whoever perpetrated this crime is pulling a ransom hoax. I don't know.
They won't tell us. There was something in there, they said, that connected it back to the previous note.
Right. Yeah, maybe it's the same sender. Sounds like it is. This is the problem with going public,
of course,
with a KFR. Is that
that's what I'm saying. Nobody knows. Nobody knows if anything was stolen. What was in the house? What could they have been looking for? Could they have been looking, like I said, was there a safe? Were they trying to make her open the safe? Were they trying to get her to transfer money digitally, or who knows? I mean, there's a million things that can be happening.
To get potential vultures that try to capitalize.
That's an enormous glass. Look at the size of that glass.
Whether it's for money or for their own entertainment, we see that a lot.
That thing looked like a friggin' vase.
When parents have teenage, young adult children who kind of walk away from home, and parents will
she's gonna put some flowers in it later.
Blast their information on Facebook, looking for my choice, or for with a KFR.
Yeah, that thing looked heavy.
Is that you get potential vultures that try to capitalize, whether it's for money or for their own entertainment. We see this a lot when parents have teenage, young adult children who kind of walk away from home, and parents will blast their information on Facebook, looking for my child. Here's their picture, here's their interests, here's their name. call my number, and there are groups.
Let's see. The lab. Do you think that it was someone who repainted Nancy's roof recently? Or is it deeper? What's your take? All I know is that they're searching the daughter and brother-in-law's home multiple times. Whether she was there having dinner last or not, it's a very extensive search that they're doing. Ashley Banfield is standing by. She's saying that the brother-in-law, or the brother-in-law, Tommaso or Tomasi or whatever his name is possibly the prime suspect. I mean, they're searching his home, and I mean he could be working with somebody to give him. I'm not saying that this is the case because I don't know that, and he could be totally innocent for all I know. All I know is they're searching his home, but he could be giving inside information. He would know what kind of information to give.
Around the world that scan the internet for this information, will gather just enough information, will call the parents and say, hey, I saw your child, and they will have just enough information to say, I saw your kid, but I need a couple $100 because my phone minutes are running out. And so
for some reason, I think we're going to find out about the relationship between the siblings and the brother-in-law. I mean, we're going to find that kind of stuff out.
They hook them. And obviously there's no information on the kid, but there's just vultures. They do it for money. They do it for entertainment. So without a proof of life, these messages that are being sent locally, very suspicious. Very suspicious, nearly unbelievable. Obviously, it's the only thing that the FBI in this investigation has to go on at this moment that they're making public.
Well, Smokey DeBear, you don't know that. You're just saying stuff.
It's
not the deep state.
It almost unbelievable or unreliable.
It's the deep state and the FBI is investigating. Okay.
Without a proof of life. And obviously we don't know the contents of the message, but it's unsubstantiated based on what I've heard so far. I don't put a whole lot of stock in it.
Do you agree, Maureen?
Well, I want to ask you guys a question. Do you think that the Ransom, the authors of the Ransom notes,
she's pretty
if in
good.
fact they are connected, but Jeff, couldn't they both just be using the same anonymizer, like another vulture using the same?
Yeah, I mean that's all possible. But I mean, if you're taking this old lady, what's the objective? Do you want money, or do you want trying to send a message? What's the objective? And if it's not money, then what is it? And whatever it is, it's not coming across. So, or is yet to be seen. So, like I said, this case, this situation doesn't match any fact pattern. There's no proof of life, so it's really not a KFR. It's not a kidnap for ransom. It's not a no-body homicide yet. So, really, it's just a missing person with a crime scene where there was potentially an injury. It's what we're looking for is who was there, which way did they go, and we need to find them. And the best we're going to do that is what they're doing now is to try to trace cellular devices to figure out what we're going to do is we're going to find out what device was there, because who cares who was there? Let's figure out what device was there, and then we'll track it back to who was holding that device later.
Right. But I don't, everything inside me, I try to boil it down to the basics and then extrapolate out as I go in my mind on all these different things. But I got to tell you, it seems to me that the people authoring these ransom notes are far more organized than whoever did whatever they did to Nancy. Like, I'm not even sure the two are related at this point. I guess people are saying that the veracity of the note, that remains to be seen. I'm not real sure.
I go back and forth, and just based on some of the things I've heard, and I told Maureen this, I talked to someone yesterday who actually saw the first note, and, was trying to be respectful to law enforcement and didn't give all the information, but said, there was some really specific information in there about something in the house and about a floodlight in the back of the house. And not just the location of the floodlight, but something really specific. And so, there's been days where I thought this is all BS. And then there's when I hear people like that describe it, I'm like, oh my God, like maybe these notes are legit. I don't know. I'm honestly like 50-50.
Yeah, Brian, I'll tell you this. I've worked many cases where there has been national coverage. I don't even want to say similar to this because I can't remember a case like this, but I've worked many cases where there's been.
Eric, I mean, look, I've been following crime stories for a very long time. I've nothing like this that in my lifetime I've ever heard of. Not like this. Barney Fife was actually a pretty good investigator.
Just massive coverage, whether it's been national or regional. And I have seen news coverage.
No, I don't think so. I mean, no, we don't. It's just kind of, I think that's sort of what's been floating out there.
Bridge that's been,
Okay, so the Uber driver. Okay, so the Uber driver did. That's true. The Uber driver did drop her off, and they have spoken with him. So she was there.
At the same time where I've been at the forefront of the investigation
So she was at the house for dinner. So I guess, yeah, we do. I mean, it sounds like yes, that is true.
The news coverage is so far off of what the investigation was that it would, I kind of would chuckle. And so that potentially, I'm hoping that the investigation is so far ahead that, we're going to have breaking news and this thing's going to be resolved.
Yeah.
Look, it's possible we could wake up tomorrow and they could have a suspect in custody. That's the hope. Or suspects, or that they have Miss Nancy alive. I mean, it would be one of the most incredible endings to such a horrific, and I'm really hopeful for that. I'm really hopeful that, but I'm a skeptic by nature, not an optometrist.
But it doesn't seem that way.
You make a really good point, and I've thought about that too, because I've covered a lot of stories where I thought, my gosh, they know nothing, and this is ridiculous, and God, the sheriff messed up in the beginning,
right?
Opened the crime scene, and this is a mess.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you're like, oh my God, they really did know a lot.
Sometimes it's by design, right?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. So, well, I appreciate you both. I'm gonna get back out here because there's some kind of stuff outside the house, but Maureen and Jeff, you guys are just the best. I mean, you guys help us understand it so well. So thank you both very much.
Right.
As always, I really appreciate Maureen and Jeff for talking to me and all their expertise.
And thank you to Brian Enton for that. Okay, guys, let's see. It's 11:30. I'm going to get out of here. Make sure. So I have my live scheduled for Monday. TIR is on tomorrow. So it's just going to be, more coverage of this. And then we're going to, see what happens. Hopefully there's a resolution, a good resolution to this. But who knows? This is one of the craziest stories that I've heard in a long time. I mean, you're just constantly refreshing your phone and, checking Twitter and checking Instagram. There's more and more and more and more information that keeps coming out. But I just want to thank you guys for being here. And once again, hit that notification bell for the two shows for the interview room tomorrow. And he's got another panel again, a great panel. And then on Monday, Dr. Gary and McDonough right here on the lab. So thank you guys so much for being here. And we'll see you soon. And by the way, enjoy Super Bowl Sunday. It's important to take a break. But I'm not really that interested in that Super Bowl. Enjoy the food, enjoy the commercials, and then watch the interview room. After that, the lab on Monday. We'll see you guys.